I'm Matt Peiken, and Fridays on the Overlook belong to the West Asheville venue Story Parlor. They're holding down the first audio residency with the Overlook. Erin Halligan-Clare is the visionary behind Story Parlor, and I'm now turning the microphone over to her.
Today's episode features audio captured from Story Parlor's Homeland-themed story mixer, held in January of 2023, where we showcased art and stories that featured local artists paying tribute to their international homelands. Story Parlor's story mixers are themed events held monthly that welcome a handful of artists to the stage to each share a piece that reflects, in some way, their own humanity through multidisciplinary storytelling. Up first is Jimmy Griffith, who represented his homeland of Brazil. He shared the mountains and hospitality here in Western North Carolina reminded him of growing up in Brazil, and when asked to describe his homeland in 3 words, he chose mystical, embracing, and delicious. Jimmy shared stories and music related to the concept of home and said, "Home is where the heart is. But it's not so simple for those with a divided heart." Please put your hands together for Jimmy Griffith.
First about is Terra Mãe, the motherland. That's where I was born and grew up in Brazil, in the state of Minas Gerais. It's a beautiful state, rolling hills. A lot of those big amethysts that you see with a cut come from there, like an hour and a half from where I grew up. And so there's a lot of mineral wealth, a lot of natural beauty. And so the mystical side comes from that. A lot of stories come from that, a lot of history, a lot of folklore. So my songs include a lot of those feelings of these places that I've been, that I grew up, that I have visited. And this first one is about where I grew up. It's called Trilha do Acamari, and it literally is the trail just up the hill from my house, and how important that was for my growing up and becoming a person, playing in the woods, checking out the different types of fauna and flora. And we spent a lot of time playing luau's with friends. And so this song is about that trail. Mata Atlântica tomou da fazenda que era seu, não meu, e só. Cadê o menino? Ah, cadê o menino que cantava para o luar? Eis perdido o filho dessa mata que o resguardou. O caminho de chão, as voltas da coral traz saudade. Me preparou o jogo e eu fui lá, mas não vou esquecer. Ai, 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 teterê. Ai, 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 nem eretê. Naruru. Ai, naruru. Ah, cadê o menino que cantava para o luar? Eis perdido o filho dessa mata que o resguardou. O caminho de chão, as voltas da coral traz saudade. Me preparo o jogo e eu fui lá, mas não calmaria.
Hello, everybody. My name is Adama Dembele. I'm from the Ivory Coast and Mali, West Africa. So Ivory Coast, I have like a 60 different ethnic group, or group ethnic. That's just one country in West Africa. And those 60 different ethnic groups, they all speak different language and a different culture and different stories, different style of instrument. I was born at this family is called Dembele family, and the Dembele family been keeping the culture in West Africa for many generations. So since I was little, my brothers and sisters was already part of this culture, and music and everything. But the big part of this music and this instrument, those instruments in West Africa was, my tribe, was there was not just an instrument for people to just dance to it. There was a communication. Let's say, for example, somebody's getting married or somebody's having a birthday party. So the Kunate people, what they do, they will call the musician, which is where my family come from. So when they came, they'd be like, oh, it's the wedding here. And there is a specific rhythm for that. They start to play that wedding music. And when they start to play that wedding music, that's how now everybody else, like, they hear that music, they're like, oh, something's happening at Kunate's house. Somebody's getting married there. They already know somebody. They don't know who's getting married, but they know there is a wedding there because through the music. So that's your invitation card. Nobody's gonna call you up. There is no phone. So that's when you hear that music, that means you're invited. That's how people was now getting together. You get your best clothes, you take a shower, and everybody go there. And when you get there, most of the time the party is happening outside, so everybody's invited. Nobody's gonna see you be like, what are you doing here? No, everybody. And one thing is very important, when you hear that music, you don't wanna miss that party. You know why you don't wanna miss it? There's a free food there. You be like walking around all day and you hear the music, you're like, oh yes, my day is today my day. So you just get ready and you go to the party. Nobody's gonna say no. So you're there and you share the party. And when they're there now, that's where you see people, everybody's happy, they start to celebrate. And how they celebrate that? They just go like that. Everybody, together, your hand. You see, and everybody's happy, they start to clap and they're dancing. But one thing was very important about all of that, it was the full moon. They were using that music for birthday party, for wedding, but the most important was for full moon. Why the full moon was important? Because at that time, even now still, that time when it's dark, when it's not, you cannot see anybody. When you go outside, you cannot see anybody. It's dark, so everybody stay home. Or even when you go out, you got your little flashlight, or you got a little light so you can see people. But when it's the full moon, oh my God, that's when everybody's happy, everybody come out. The music came from this way, music came from this way. They have a big spot, everybody get together and start to celebrate the full moon. But one story about the full moon was, It was this family was not being too much part of the full moon. Why they were not being part of it? Because this kid, he was born different at this village called Wonchina. Okay, when the kid was born at that small community, he was very different. He was like a light skin, his hair was different, his eye was different. So he got kind of like a little rejected. And one day it was a full moon, and one kid saw that little kid, he was sitting by himself somewhere. And one kid went there to him, said, "Why are you here by yourself? You're not joining the party." He said, "No, I can't because I don't like these people. I'm mad at them because they reject me and my family. I'm so mad. I'm not happy with them." And another kid said, "No, maybe they're okay now. Can you come try again?" He was like, "No, I don't want to try." Another kid said, "No, you should try." And another kid asked him, "What's your name?" And he said, "My name is Sabari." And another kid said, "Oh, your name is Sabari. Sabari is a big. You mean forgive? You mean you can forgive them? Try again." And the kids just remember, he said, "Oh, okay, my name is Sabari. Okay, that way I can do that." So he started to follow the another kid. He said, "Okay, let's go to the place." And when they were going, they started to sing this beautiful song. It was like the song means, everybody, let's be together and let's work together. So they started to sing this song. It was like, "Wanye ben kele mao, ngo ben nebe sigidia. Wanya bolo di nyogo mao, c'est l'union qui fait la force. Wanga na nyogo jamva, neko trahison n'est pas bon. Wanye feretani udeme, fagana jigile ye alaye. Wanye ben kele mao, ngo ben nebe sigidia. Wanya bolo di nyogo mao, c'est l'union qui fait la force. Wanga na nyogo jamva, oh trahison n'est pas bon. Wanye feretani udeme. And somebody just stopped. Somebody was like, "No, are you sure about what you're saying? I don't think I can go there. I don't think these people like me." He was like, "I promise, let's go." So he keep encouraging him. And he went there, he went to another kid, and Ngolo was like, "I introduce you guys to my friend, his name is Sabari." And all those kids was like, "Oh, Sabari." And they come to him and they was like, "Nyebila, Nyebila, Nyebila," which means I see you, I see you. So all the kids was like, and everybody at that community was putting their hands here and saying Nyebila to Sabari. And he was like, he felt welcome. So he's like, "Oh, okay, we can dance then." And they were singing this song, say, "Everybody come get together and celebrate," which was like, "Waina, waina, waina barakeo, waina, waina, waina barakeo, waina, waina, waina barakeo, waina, waina, waina barake, wanye benkele mao, bene besigidia. Wanya volo di nyogo mao, c'est l'union qui fait la force. Mwanga na nyogo jamva, neko trahison n'est pas bon. Wanya feretani udeme, fagana jigile alaye. So they start to celebrate, they start to dance together, and everybody was happy. They start to celebrate, and everybody was happy. So now, when they got done dancing, somebody came to Ngolo again. He was like, why everybody was coming to me and they were like touching their heart and say, "Nyebila, what does that mean?" And Ngolo was like, "Well, let's go ask Famudu because he's the oldest. Maybe he can help us with that question." So they went to ask Famudu, and Famudu said, "Well, our community here, we welcome everybody like that. Because when they say they were seeing you, they were touching their heart and say they see you, which means they were not looking at you with their eye, they were looking at you with their heart." And somebody was like, "What does that mean? The heart don't have an eye to look at me. What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's the point. Because the heart cannot see you. The heart just see the human being. The heart don't see what color you are, what you're wearing, who you are, where you come from, what you look like. The heart just see the human being in front of him. So the eye judge Allah." So somebody was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why everybody was saying hi to me like that." And he was like, "Yes." So when you go to Monday, which is the Monday people, you always will see people saying hi hi, hi, is because that's what that mean a lot over there and in West Africa and modern culture. So what I'm gonna ask you now, before we play one more song and celebrate, I want everybody to look at somebody who's next to you, your left, your right, and touch your heart and say hi, because you see them. You guys see each other? Here we go. Here we go. So now that means everybody see each other now, right? Everybody see each other in this room? Okay, let's go, everybody. Clap your hand now. One. Thank you very much.
Adama Dembele is a master djembe player from Ivory Coast, West Africa. Born into a family of musicians, his life is a testament to the music and rhythms of his people. He moved to the U.S. in 2005 to perform and teach the sacred art of West African drumming and began working with Leaf in 2008. He has performed in every Leaf festival since. You're listening to excerpts from our Homeland-themed story mixer, spotlighting local artists paying tribute to their international homelands. We'll be right back with more after this.
Advertisements don't sound like ads on the Overlook. They sound like conversations, because they are. Take it from one of my earliest sponsors, Jennifer Goodyear of Davidia Realty.
That was really easy, and I felt really comfortable doing this ad with you. And I'm enjoying it so much that I do want to buy more.
If you market a business or even yourself, make a great impression by advertising on Asheville's hottest show. You can be a sponsor of The Overlook for as little as $100. Ask to learn more by messaging me at matt@podavl.com. That's PODAVL.com.
Our final piece for today is a creative fusion of the Andes Mountains to the Blue Ridge Mountains, featuring local artist Gina Cornejo and Mar, whose collaborative piece offers a glimpse into their personal retablo of Peruvian and Peruvian-American memories, traditions, and of course, music.
I'm Gina.
I'm Mar.
Mar.
Buenas noches.
Hello. So we've had a lot of history tonight, yes? So here's like just a smidge more. It's just like a dive in the deep end, just to preface a bit of the piece so you can be within the piece and feel it and hear it more than just like, wait, what was that? What is that word? One of the words of vocabulary for tonight is Quechua. Quechua, the language that is spoken by the Incas, and it predates the Inca Empire as well. And if all of this is too fast, please go home and watch Latin American History for Morons by John Leguizamo. It'll change your life. And if you haven't already, and like one time isn't enough.
We have watched it ourselves.
Yes.
We are the morons as well.
Yes, yes. So yes, you're not alone. It's always educational. I was learning things tonight. Inca is another word. Inca, the Inca Empire was the largest empire in pre-Columbian America. Another word, Inti. Inti is in Inca religion known as the sun god. Inti Punku is another word tonight. Inti meaning sun, Punku meaning gate or door, and in Quechua, that word means sun gate. It's also one of the most important archaeological constructions around the Machu Picchu site. Machu Picchu might be, maybe we all know that, or that might be something we know. Inti Raimi is one of the cycles, or the Raimi, the festivals, and Inti Raimi is honoring the sun god. And Milwaukee, Wisconsin is also a vocabulary, the word Milwaukee. I'm born in Milwaukee, so I mean, my parents, same thing. man, woman, child scenario in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that's part of the vocabulary as well, and the homeland claim, as well as retablo, which is our overall theme for this piece that we created together. Retablo is a Peruvian form of art. It's in these portable boxes. They almost look like homes. I'm sure you've seen them, and you open the doors, and somewhere inside, what's inside is usually a religious piece or a traditional daily life activity, yes, in ceramics inside. So it's always a little different of a house. So this is our version of a retablo tonight. Also, to mention another word, it's the tradition of retablo originated in Ayacucho, and that's another word that you will hear tonight as well. So it all kind of rounds up. This is we are your people inside the retablo tonight, and so these are the metaphorical doors open to a little tapestry of who we are, where we're from. What did I miss?
No, you're fine.
Crash
You're
course.
you must speed it up. Yeah.
Speed it up, baby. So you'll catch it. You'll catch it all. And yeah, thank you for being here.
And on that light, I just want to sort of, I don't know who's been following what's been happening, but without getting political and all of that, but just want to shine a light to our sisters and brothers, hermanes in Peru who are dealing with violence. And I want to dedicate our time together to hopefully bring peace to our country.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready? Inca, Inti. Ink. With kismet precision, as I lift the tip of my pen to the tip of my tongue to wetten the machinery that massages my memory into existence, massages my memory into this moment, this, my pen, held, baited, the vehicle of my varied and vital vocabulary, and there is a pause where alchemy becomes ensnared in the web of brute reality. Is this where the ink runs dry? Within an entanglement of reverent worry, sweat begins to bead on my upper lip and at the nape of my neck were soft curls similar to my poppies. Have always blossomed. Inca, our presumed legacy. Words once inked, warring, and whimsical that I can now access and begin to process and initiate generational progress within the parameters of the width and the length of this Inca-linked body, my canvas. Words are my gateway, my intipunku. While the light, la luz, rises to pierce me, to bleed out a stain of a sentence, of a story that pulses with a heartbeat, only those curious enough will lean in to squint at the womb. Inti cast his golden limbs far north to Wisconsin, when in 82 I made my exit from the womb. The king, he found me, my sister, my mom, and my papi in Milwaukee. In icy winter dawns of 4 below, where my papi would shovel out a pathway and salt the frozen earth for us, his daughters that were birthed in the USA. Inti found and followed us.
Inti found and followed me in the Quechua land of Ayacucho, where I embedded my wish, Perla Shayay, which means what I want the most.
What I want the most?
What I want the most
What I
is...
want the most?
What I want the most is...
What I want the most?
What I want the most is that in your heart reigns the peace, Perla Shayay. What I want the most is to bridge the gap between land and sea, north and south, hate and freedom. I devour the heirlooms and legacies of my ancestors from the Cordillera de los Andes. I vested myself with the snowy peaks, this charango, el cajón, los huaynos, el inti raimi, purple corn and ají, a fiesta of every form of life through music and dance. Poco, poco a poco me has querido, poco a poco me has amado, y al final todo ha cambiado, morenita de mi amor. Poco a poco me has querido, poco a poco me has amado, y al final todo ha cambiado, morenita de mi amor. All the mysteries of the Andes, where the gods, the Apus, continue to resonate in an infinite festival of honor, tradition, and joy, propelling me to veer north on the condor's wings in flight to the US. Poco, poco a poco me has querido, poco a poco me has amado, y al final todo ha cambiado, morenita de mi amor. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Sing it, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road.
Nice. Inti found and followed me. El sol peruano, the Peruvian sun, el rey, the king. The royalty that bronzed the skin of my father, a light sweat into a simmer, evolved into a gilded shimmer to glow. He once nuzzled his nose up toward Inti, and now bronzed are the sniffers of his children, snuggled into snowsuits and matching Christmas mittens. And it's during the winter solstice that I am humbled, and I bow to Inti the king. He steps aside once again to usher in a flurried evocation of a fresh snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, man. There was no place to go, so I watch as my papi suits up in a starched white tuxedo for his mariachi trio, Voces de Oro, to sing ballads of returning home, silver bells, and their requests. Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile, and on every street corner you'll hear.
Ese lunar que tiene cielito lindo junto a la boca, no se lo des a nadie, cielito lindo que a mí me toca. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones.
Always a charmer. He was tasteful with his jests about his fumbled pronunciations in English. While my papi sang for profits, at home, in communion with the record player, we trimmed our tree and paid tribute to the Muppets. That album with John Denver at the center fused the Andes and the Appalachian Mountains together. This folk connection, a wild hair distinction of the non-fiction we've told you all tonight.
This is our winter song to you, our voices coming through to carry home with you. Our voice a beacon in the night, our words will be your light to carry home with you. Our winter carol to you. This, our tapestry of memories, our retablo.
Our amplification of traditions and histories from us.
As Peruvians.
As Americans. It is one walk.
It is one spirit.
It is one continuous gateway of dawn that warms each of our country's roads that circle back indefinitely to lead us home. Thank you so much.
I'm Erin Halligan-Clare, founder and artistic director at Story Parlor. Thank you to Jimmy Griffith, Adama Dembele, Mar, and Gina Cornejo, and thanks to Matt Piken and The Overlook for inviting us to take part in this audio residency. Today's episode featured audio captured from our Homeland themed story mixer in January of 2023, an evening of local artists paying tribute to their international homelands through art, stories, music, and prose. This episode has been presented by Story Parlor, a multidisciplinary art space in West Asheville dedicated to storytelling, creativity, and the exploration of the human experience with a robust calendar of events and classes for the community and by the community. You can find out more about Story Parlor at www.storyparloravl.com.